We have Coach Lemanski Hall. So I have your questions when you're ready.
What have you seen or heard out of this defensive line group this summer?
What I've seen is the guys are working hard. They look amazing. They're here. A lot of guys been here all summer, working on their craft, working with D-Love, our strength and conditioning staff. I've been taking care of their body from a mobility standpoint, spending time with Beamer, just doing all the things that they need to do to play and execute and have a great season.
XT is an older guy coming off of an injury. Where is his mentality going into his last season?
He's great. I saw him at the ladies' clinic on Saturday. We sat together, big, huge smile on his face. His body looks amazing. I saw, he just looks lighter in terms of the focus, not worried about anything, and that's been really, really good. He's leading our group. He's taken on the leadership role. He's never had to do that before, and so he's embraced it, and he's doing a good job.
How do you assess his career here? It's been so long, there's been so many ups and downs.
Right.
He's one of the most talented guys that have ever come here. He's dealt with a lot of adversity. How can you help mentor him along the way?
Well, I think each season has been different. It's been different, man. He come in the freshman year, he was dealing with, he had an outstanding year. Then a lot of the pressure got on him. He started not focusing on the things that he needs to focus on. He just got sideways a little bit. But X's, man, he's one of those guys. If you can keep him focused, and he's able to do that now, and you can keep him focused. I always felt, and I do feel, the best is still yet to come with Xavier Thomas. And this year, in particular, he's in a leadership role, and guys are watching. And so X has to be here. He has to be here. If you're going to be a leader, you got to be available. And so he's been available, and I'm proud of that.
Do you feel like there's still a first-round pick in there somewhere?
I'm not sure. I'm not a draft expert. All I know is that if he does what he's supposed to do, and he's available on the football field, he's going to help his chances in the NFL draft.
When a guy like that, when any player can kind of lose focus, there's kind of that toss-up of you need to see something from them that you keep investing in them.
Right.
You got a lot of guys here that require your attention. What was it about him? What did you see that told you he was still worth your effort, still worth your investment?
I think that's a good question. I think for him, I saw last year when he played those 2 games, right? And then he's like, Coach, I want to come back. So it's there, right? And for me, this offseason, this summer, Xavier taking on that role as being a leader just does so much for me as a coach. Now I know that I can trust him. I can count on him. He's going to be available. He's going to do the things that he's supposed to do. And then look at his body. He looks great, right? He's leading. He's here. He's working out. He's with the guys. He didn't go home this summer. He stayed here. And to me, that's a huge investment to our program.
Is he as healthy mentally and physically as he's been probably the entire time
Yes.
he's been here?
Yes.
How do you
All of
feel
that.
about your depth behind XT and Mascoll?
Say that again?
How do you feel about the depth behind XT and Mascoll?
I feel good. So X and Mascoll was hurt this spring. Not necessarily hurt. They didn't play much this spring. And so I was able to get the young guys a lot of reps. And, Cade, TJ Parker, Zaire, Jaheim, Armand Mason, all those guys got reps. And I was able to evaluate moving forward what we could do at that position. So if for whatever reason, if X and Mascoll can't play, I feel very confident in the guys that are behind them. Then you got AJ Hoffler and David Ojebwe, who obviously wasn't here this spring. They will get a lot of reps this fall, and just to see what they can do and how they can help us moving forward.
When you look at the
TJ's a guy that can help you all.
Absolutely. TJ Parker is a guy that will help us. Very excited for him. And I saw a lot in that when he was here this spring and what he did. And so he can for sure help us. And he will help us.
What's the identity of this line now? Because you lose such characters, you lose such personalities in last year's group. What's the personality? Have they found their personality yet?
Oh yeah, they're going to be workers. All right, we're going to.
Do they know that, or is that yours? Okay.
No, they will know that. We're going to be locked in. Not a whole lot of distraction. We haven't played one down, and it's important for us to focus on the main thing, and that's how we can help our team get to the goals that we have in mind. That's number one, and this is it's no. I love the Avengers and all that stuff. Man, just lock in, all right? Don't get caught up in all of that. Let's just be one team, one defense, and that's our focus.
With that said, how much does it help to have guys that have played at such a high level to teach the guys that are coming?
It helps a lot. You need that in your room.
For the last decade, it seems
Yeah. You need that in your room. You need the leadership. Those guys know what it looks like. I think about when I had Cleveland and Austin Bryant, right? And you had KJ. Those guys were freshmen, right? So they took those young guys under their wings and taught them what it looked like. So they've had the example of what it is, and now we just gotta put it together.
You talk about them working hard in the summertime,
Yeah.
preparing their craft. How about you personally? What do you do to
I
get better in your craft as a coach and a coaching staff?
I spend a lot of time just talking to other coaches, trying to figure out better ways to communicate certain things. How's this teaching progression? And I think for me, that's one way I do a lot of professional development, whether it's a Zoom call or I just go meet with someone, just talking football and how to get better.
How do you balance allowing players to have input versus also you're the coach and
Right.
this is the game plan?
Well, at the end of the day, this game is about players making plays, right? And so guys, they play the game. I'm on the sideline, right? I watch a lot of tape, but I rely on the players that has experience, that we've worked together for a while, and that I can trust those guys. So for me, trust is huge. If I can trust you and you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, then I don't mind taking those type of that information in from you.
And how do they earn that trust?
By doing the little things, all right? Being here, being where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be. If you're supposed to have workouts and you're supposed to be here at 6 o'clock, you got to be there, right? If it's whether it's on the field, you don't make a lot of mistakes. Guys that are putting time in the film room, watching tape, doing extra things off the field. When practice is over, you're not the first one to go to the locker room, but you stand after working on your craft. Those are the guys that I want to see.
What's the next step for TJ from what you saw in the spring?
Yeah, TJ Parker is. I think next step for him is, just continue to refine his pass rush. Last year he came in in the spring. He was a high school kid, just really just trying to figure it out. I think now just really believing that he knows what to do and just do it. Don't second guess. Just go ahead and do it so he can play fast.
Nebo talked about him getting stronger.
Yeah.
And maybe even adding a little more. Any numbers you can cite? It's only been 3 months really, but
Right.
any gains you've seen?
Well, I think he's gotten obviously a lot bigger. I think TJ is probably 260 maybe. He's leaner. He's more explosive. And he's got thicker upper body. And those are the things that we knew he needed to do, and he was able to do that this summer. So I'm excited for that.
How about, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you hadn't worked with them yet, but
Not yet.
You've seen David and AJ come through. Any returns from what you've seen or what you've heard from?
Just that they are workers. I've asked a couple of the veteran guys, what do you think about the 2 young pups? And they're like, Coach, they work hard. They're workers. They ask the right questions. They want to get better. They're faster, explosive, and so I'm excited for that.
David didn't get as much attention because his recruitment got done early.
Yeah.
Is he a little different type as far as a guy who comes in, just a little bigger, a little stronger than the guy who normally arrives?
Yeah, I would say so. David does. He got to work on his flexibility, things like that. But David he's a twitched up guy that can run, can rush the quarterback. He's had a great foundation with his D-line coach. So he understands the game, and he'll come in and he'll do well. He'll do well.
How about Lawson? It sounded like he had a good spring. Where's he in his development?
I think he is in a good place. He still is a guy that haven't played a lot of football, right? But he was redshirt last year, and he had a good spring. One thing Lawson can do, Jaheim can rush the quarterback, so he understands pass rush. I do think he needs to get bigger, stronger, so he can play in the run game. But man, you put him out there in some third down situations, he can definitely rush the quarterback.
Zaire's one you try to bring along.
Yep.
He had a good spring game.
Yep.
What have you kind of seen or heard from him over the summer?
He's had a great summer. He's been here, hadn't missed anything. He's worked hard. He's gotten bigger in the weight room, gotten stronger, more faster, explosive. I think next step for him is maturity. Just trying to decide if this is what he really wants to do. And if so, let's do it at a high level. Let's be consistent. And that's the message for him. Let's be consistent, man. Yep.
So obviously XT, sorry to help you. You'd love to see XT, start the season healthy and go the whole season, and finish with a bang. But just off the field, how invaluable is it to have a guy with his experience, his longevity, his leadership qualities?
It's been great. I think it's very valuable. We need it. He has a lot to bring to the table that he can share with the young guys, whether it's things he's dealt with off the field. He can share that as well, and things that he's done on the field. I think David Ojebwe, he really likes Xavier Thomas, and very similar body type. And I'm looking forward to watching X. I've seen his maturity from a leadership standpoint thus far, and I just hope it continues throughout.
What were conversations like with Greg Williams that he decided to step away from the program?
Say that again?
With Greg Williams that he decided to step away from work, what were conversations like with him? Did he speak with you about that, or what was kind of your read on that?
He talked to me and Coach Sweeney about that, and he just decided, he just felt like it's just time for him to move on, do something else.
Do you think it was the fact he chose to step away instead of entering the portal, I guess, kind of speaks to?
I really don't know. I do think Greg got his degree, and he decided that this is probably the best thing for me right now. And all right, man, whatever you want to do. I had no issue with Greg Williams. He came in and done the things that he was supposed to do. There was no off the field issues, and that's what you want.
I guess that's kind of a late swap, with your depth. I guess how did that kind of change things, if at all?
Doesn't change at all. It didn't change at all for me. I had a lot of guys already had depth already at that position, so it didn't change at all.
Where do Vic Burley and Peter Woods fit in on this defensive line?
Oh, they fit in really well. Are you kidding? Oh man, we were just watching film of Vic and Peter yesterday. So explosive and powerful, strong. They are awesome. They're going to help us. I'm excited to watch them. I think Peter Woods is a guy that can play any position on the D-line and play at a very, very high level. Vic Burley can do the same thing. Vic Burley, both Peter and Vic have won state championships. They know what it feels like. They know what it looks like. And they're going to help us. They're going to help us a lot.
Is the Christian Wilkins comparison for Peter Woods legitimate yet, or no?
Nah, I'm not going to do that. Christian is Christian, right? And he's a freak. Peter Woods is Peter Woods, and he's a freak. I really don't get into the comparisons. Peter Woods is a strong young man, and he is oh my gosh, the sky is the limit for him and what he can do. And you look up, you'll be like, wow, and that's what Peter Woods is.
Have you seen many guys come through here that you have that impression of on day one?
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence. Said the same thing about Big Dex. So man, golly, I remember telling a buddy of mine who was a scout with the Chicago Bears, keep your eyes on Dexter Lawrence as a freshman. Unbelievable. And then, obviously Christian. And then Peter's that guy. He's that type of guy.
Coach Sweeney talked about just the fact, the difference that Christian, their high school experience levels, you know, Peter coming from Alabama, Christian up in Connecticut, a little bit different. You're an Alabama guy. Is there something to that?
I think so. I think the competition that he played and the level in which he played is probably one that's probably the reason Coach Sweeney made that comparison. But yeah, this guy played with state championships. He started as a freshman in high school and played in the state championship. First time I saw him play at a state championship game as a freshman in high school. And never forget, I was with Todd Bates. I said, man, look at this guy. He is something special. And he is special player.
Expect to see a lot of him, Peter, lined up on the outside this year.
Yeah, I think he'll play wherever we want him. It depends on, obviously you don't want to take Xavier Thomas off the field at Mascoll, but we trying to get our best matchups. And if that means for him to get him on the field and the packages that we're going to use, if that means to get him on the field at that position, yeah, we would do that.
This is year 2 of NIL is a big thing in the sport. Mickey was talking about identifying people who fit y'all's model, I guess. What becomes important when you're looking for someone like that, especially with everything else going on?
Right. I think for us it's important that we bring the right kids in our locker room. Character matters, right? I want guys that love the game of football, right? Not just like it, but love the game of football. And then they can play, they've played at high levels, won championships, because that's our goal line here, is win championships. And that's what we look for.
Mascoll's a guy that's been around here a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
What does he have to do to take that next step to finally start the job?
I just want to see Mascoll make plays. You know, I want to see him not overthink things and just make the plays he's supposed to make. And understand why. And he's doing that. He's putting the work in, he's studying, he's leading, he's taking care of his body. He just looks great. And that's what I'm looking for him.
Where's he grown the most?
I think, you know, in the classroom. I think, you know, he's learning the defense, right? But also, he's never been asked to lead is another thing. And now he's the leader. So he's growing in the leadership and just being available for the guys and leading, and teaching, and coaching. That's what he's growing.
Where's the level of staff continuity among this defensive staff? You've all had a year together now after having some changes last year to kind of grow and learn together.
I think we are all on the same page, and what we need to do as a staff, what we need to do collectively to grow our staff development, professional development, spending time with other coaches. I think we are all on the same page in that. And the one common goal is let's be great on defense, right? Let's not be the reason why we don't win games. Like, let's get turnovers, let's get sacks, and that's the goal for us. And we understand that as a staff. Our defense understand that, coaches understand that, and that's the goal we want to portray and push forward towards our guys.
There was a lot of hurt in the locker room after the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you kind of still sense that it's maybe firing the guys heading into the final?
Yeah, I think so. I do think when guys look at what we can become from a defensive standpoint, we gave up. I think the accountability part wasn't quite there last year, and so that's been a focus. Let's be accountable. Let's be accountable to each other. Let's be accountable to the coaches. Let's do the little things right. And if we did that last year, we'd have helped ourselves. So accountability has been huge on and off the field, and I think that's been the focus, and that's what the guys are doing. You're accountable for workouts. If you're not here, we're gonna hear about it, and I think that's the big focus.
Woodson was always ranked for the past decade among the national leaders in tackles for loss, sacks. Does this group have the potential to maintain that group?
Yes, that's a goal for us. all the time, we want to lead in tackle velocity and sacks, and we do have that ability to do that.
How integral is that? Like, is that one of your barometers that you monitor? Like,
Yes.
if you get a lot of those, you're doing the right thing.
That's right, you are. I mean, if you get sacks, you're getting TFLs, that means you're doing, like you said, you're doing some great things, and that's what we want. You know, I want my guys to do that part. We want to be aggressive. We are aggressive defense, and you're going to have opportunities to get sacks. Let's get them. Don't miss them. You'll have opportunities to get TFLs. Make them. Don't miss those TFLs. And that's definitely a bar for us from the defensive standpoint.
Coach, with guys like Miles Murphy and KJ Henry moving on, do you feel that void, and how do you attempt to fill that void?
I fill that void with Xavier Thomas, Justin Mascoll. You know, it's great having those two guys back. When they decided to come back, you know, we were really happy and excited for them. So to have them back, it's been a plus. And to be able to teach the young guys, it's been a plus. To have their leadership in that room, it's been a plus. So it's awesome. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, what can't you replace about those guys, though?
What can't you replace? I mean, the production. KJ Henry, you think about him. KJ Henry is an awesome young man, on and off the field, right? I spent 5 years with KJ, and what an awesome time. And one thing about KJ that I knew all the time, he's going to ask the right questions. He wanted to know, Coach, what can I do to get better? And if he wasn't playing, Coach, what do I need to do so I can play? That's what I want my guys to ask me. All right, I want to be able to give you that detailed information. If you're not playing, or you're not playing the things that we want you to do and how we want you to do it, I'm going to tell you, but in order for you to get better, you need to know what you need to do to get better. And KJ he had self-awareness. And a lot of times that's what happened. Guys don't have self-awareness. KJ Henry had self-awareness. And Miles Murphy was a guy that, just all the ability in the world. You know, fast, explosive, can rush a quarterback, can do it all. Great kid off the field, and I had no issues at all. And so those two guys, I knew that I could go home and lay my head down at night and not worry about anything. So those are things that, you know, that I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss that.
What was your level of surprise when XT and Mascoll both said they were coming back?
Excitement. I knew that there was an opportunity for X to come back. I didn't know exactly what Mascoll was going to do just yet, but man, that just made my life a lot easier, to be honest with you, because I can imagine being in a position room with no experience. That would have been some long nights, long days, but knowing that I got two guys that have played a lot of football, all right, and they can help teach these young guys. That was so exciting for me.
The mix of veterans and a mix of you guys coming in with not as much experience, how does this position you to find success in 2023?
I think what we need to do is just, do the things that we're supposed to do from a schematic standpoint, right? Just handle your business. Let's not be the reason we don't win football games. All right, let's be accountable to do your job. Right? Don't try to make plays when they're not there for you. Just do your job, right? Work hard each and every day, all right, and put team first. That's it. That's gonna be my message to my guys. Every day, all day.
This might be rehashed, but what has XT's journey been like for you, just to be able to witness the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs with this being his final year? What are you looking for from him?
I'm looking for leadership. I'm looking for accountability, availability. And if he can do those things and do it consistently, he'll have a great year. What I've seen so far is, and I just spent time with X. I said this earlier. He was at the ladies' clinic. He looks amazing, right? He got a big smile on his face. Body looks great. He's healthy, and And so that's what I'm looking for. Continue to do that, continue to lead, continue to be available, and be accountable to this team.
All your guys expected to be full go?
Yes, sir. We're good, ready to go.
Yes. It's with Justin Mascoll. Obviously, you bring that impact experience. I think he only has 2 career sacks. So is there untapped potential as a pass rusher? How do you?
Yeah, it's untapped potential. We just got to continue to work on that craft. All right. He can get to the quarterback. He's been working hard on the skills and the techniques of that. And I expect to see more sacks from Justin Mascoll this fall.
Is it hand fighting? Is it?
I think it's the fundamentals. Maybe not running past the quarterback. Maybe it's the ball is coming out faster. There's different things that can happen throughout the game. Sometimes he wasn't in there on third down situations. He was maybe in there for first and second down, run down. But what I do know is he's been working hard on his pass rush, and he's going to get better.
So you have the potential to maybe have one of those Kevin Dodge breakout type.
I'm not going to say that in terms of how many sacks he'll have. I do know that he will have more than what his career sacks, and he's gotten better. And he's working on his craft. He's working on the angles. He's working on get-offs. He's working on battling with his hands. He's doing all those things. So he's going to get better.
TJ Parker, Coach Sweeney was talking about it. He may have had like a wrist injury or something like that in high school. Was able to really develop upper body-wise. Have you seen the last few months and be able to develop that way?
Well, from what I've heard in the weight room, his numbers have gotten so much better from the bench press, and that doesn't happen if you're having issues with your wrist. So, from what my understanding is, he's healthy. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. Everything is good. No problems. And so that's what I know.
Does he kind of have a head start? Being one of those guys that came in the spring, or do you think Coach Way, Hoffler, all of them are the same kind of mix in terms of those freshmen who have a chance to get snaps?
So they will get snaps. We'll evaluate that throughout the fall camp, just see how it goes. But I think it's a learning process. You know, I got to see how they do from the install standpoint, but they will get reps and just see how it happens, see how it goes.
Time for one more question. What are your personal expectations for yourself going into this year?
Man, I just want to be focused in on my guys, right? I want to make sure that every day that I'm demanding of my players, making sure that they know what to do and why they're doing it. That's my focus. Have higher energy, be accountable to my defense, be accountable to the staff, be accountable to this team. And I want my position group to do their job, not be the reason that we lose a game or whatnot. But I want to make sure my guys know that they go out there each and every day, play relentless, give great effort, and let's go out and dominate people. That's what I want from my guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.